Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with Ojulari and Philadelphia EAGLES. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, you're probably sitting there, excited, wondering just how far the Eagles can go this season. Well, let me tell you, it's no exaggeration to say that the Eagles are off to a sensational start. They've opened the season with an impressive 3-0 record. And if you ask around the league, many analysts are already penciling them in as one of the top contenders to win it all. It's not just about a good start. It's about the way they're playing, dominating on both sides of the ball, showing resilience, and executing at a high level. The Eagles have looked sharp, cohesive, and hungry, and it's clear that they believe they're on a mission to repeat as Super Bowl champions. But of course, in the NFL, nothing is static, and teams are always looking to improve, especially when the stakes are high. This brings us to one of the most intriguing aspects of their current situation, what they might do before the trade deadline. You see, even with such a strong start, every team in the league knows that to sustain success, you have to stay aggressive, stay smart, and sometimes make bold moves. The Eagles are no different. They're currently sitting in a very good position, but that doesn't mean they're done tweaking their roster. And one position that's been generating buzz lately is their cornerback spot. Now, you might wonder, why is that? Well, because the Eagles could use a little more depth and talent on the boundary, especially opposite Quinn Mitchell. No team wants to be caught short on the outside, given how crucial pass defense is in today's NFL, where passing attacks are so potent and versatile. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, the Eagles are indeed exploring their options. And it's not just idle speculation. They might actually pull the trigger on a move that could bolster their secondary. Fowler mentioned that the Eagles could still be looking at the market for a cornerback, which makes sense because, while they've been doing well, having that extra piece to lock down top receivers would be a huge boost, especially as they face tough divisional rivals and playoff-caliber teams. The Eagles' management and coaching staff are known for being shrewd in the trade market, and with their current record, it makes perfect sense for them to be aggressive now. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Fowler also suggests that the Eagles aren't just buyers, they could potentially be sellers as well. That's right, the reigning Super Bowl champions, sitting pretty at 3-0, might be looking to move some pieces to improve elsewhere. And one name that's capturing attention is Azeez Ojulari. Now, if you've been paying attention to the Eagles' roster this season, you already know Ojulari's been somewhat of a mystery. He was brought in during the offseason on a one-year deal worth $3 million, with the hope that he could be an impactful pass rusher to complement the existing veterans. But things haven't gone exactly as planned for Ojulari. You see, Ojulari, who previously played for the New York Giants, has a pretty solid track record. 22 career sacks, including 6 last season, mostly coming as the third edge rusher behind giants like Kayvon Thibodeaux and some other talented players. When the Eagles signed him, many thought he'd be a key rotational piece, someone who could step up, add pressure, and give the defensive front more flexibility. But the reality has been quite different. This season, he's been a healthy scratch in multiple games. That means he's not even dressing out on game day, and in some cases, he hasn't even been on the game day roster. That's a pretty clear sign that he's not fitting into the Eagles' plans right now. Why is that? Well, the Eagles' coaching staff, led by Vic Fangio, has been pretty clear about their defensive philosophy. They want players who can produce, who can impact the game from the start, and Ojulari, despite his proven talent, has struggled to impress during training camp and in practice. The team has opted to go with other options, such as Jalix Hunt and Za'Darius Smith, who have been more consistent and effective. Even Joshua Uch, who was a camp surprise, has been getting more looks, and Nolan Smith, who's on injured reserve, was expected to be a significant part of the rotation but has been sidelined. So Ojulari's situation looks pretty bleak in Philly right now. He's sitting behind some established veterans and younger players, and with nobody getting on the field, it's clear the Eagles might be open to moving him if the right offer comes along. That's where the Chargers come into the picture. They're a team that's desperate for pass rush help, especially with Khalil Mack sidelined for the short term. They're currently starting Chili Tuipulotu and Bud Dupree, but beyond those two, their depth on the edge is pretty thin. The Chargers GM, Joe Hortiz, who previously worked in Baltimore, known for valuing draft picks and building through the draft, might see Ojulari as a low-cost, high-reward addition. And let's be honest, if the Chargers want to make a push for the playoffs and improve their pass rush, adding a proven player like Ojulari makes a lot of sense. Even though he's not a household name, his 22 sacks in his career, especially the 6 last season, show that he has the talent and experience to contribute right away. His age and contract situation make him an attractive option for a team looking for a quick fix on the edge. And for the Eagles, trading Ojulari could free up some cap space and roster spots, allowing them to explore other options at cornerback or bolster other areas of need. This whole situation underscores a broader theme in the NFL: how teams constantly evaluate their rosters, weighing the short-term gains against the long-term plans. The Eagles, with their eye on another deep playoff run, know they can't rest on their laurels. They're always looking for ways to improve, whether that's through the draft, free agency, or trades. And right now, Ojulari's status is a perfect example of that ongoing balancing act. While he might not be a starter in Philadelphia, his value in the league remains, especially for a team like the Chargers that's trying to find ways to get after the quarterback more effectively. It's also interesting to see how the Eagles' front office is managing this situation. They have a talented roster, but they're not afraid to make bold moves if it means gaining a competitive edge. The fact that Ojulari, who wasn't a regular contributor in Philly, could be a trade chip to improve another team's pass rush is a testament to the strategic mindset the Eagles have. They're always thinking ahead, always trying to keep their championship window open. This season, with their strong start and talented roster, it's all about maintaining that momentum, but also about making the right moves at the right time. And speaking of the season at large, the Eagles' defense has been surprisingly solid. Led by their defensive coordinator and the veteran leadership on that side, they've managed to keep opposing offenses at bay, even with some players like Ojulari not seeing much action. Their secondary has been holding up well, and their front seven has been disruptive when needed. But as the season progresses, adding more pass-rushing talent could be the difference between a good playoff run and a deep one. That's why the potential trade for Ojulari or someone similar is such a hot topic among Eagles fans and NFL analysts alike. It's about the balance between current success and future potential, making sure they stay ahead of the pack in the NFC. Now, let's zoom out a bit and talk about the bigger picture. The NFC East is one of the most competitive divisions in football, with teams like the Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and Washington Commanders all vying for supremacy. The Eagles have set the tone early on, but the road to the playoffs is long and arduous. Every game, every decision counts. The trade deadline in the NFL is just around the corner, and the Eagles are clearly one of the teams to watch. If they decide to go all in and make a move, it could send a ripple effect through the division, shaking up the standings and setting the tone for the second half of the season. What makes this situation even more compelling is how it exemplifies the dynamic nature of NFL rosters. Sometimes, a player who's not fitting in one team becomes a key piece for another. Ojulari is a perfect example. His talent is undeniable, but fit and opportunity are everything. The Chargers, with their current struggles on the edge, could see him as a perfect fit, someone who can step in and make an immediate impact, especially given their current injuries and lack of proven depth. For the Eagles, moving him might be a strategic move to shore up other areas, like cornerback, where they could still be looking to add help before the trade deadline. And it's not just about filling a hole, it's about maintaining the competitive edge, keeping the team motivated, and ensuring they're as prepared as possible for the battles ahead. The NFL is a league of attrition, and teams that adapt quickly and make smart moves often find themselves in the best position come playoff time. The Eagles have the foundation, the talent, and the culture. What they need now is just a little extra spark, and maybe that spark could come from a trade involving Ojulari. It's a fascinating chess match happening behind the scenes, and as Eagles fans, we should be paying close attention because these moves can define the entire season. In conclusion, Eagles fans, what do you think about all this? Are you excited about the possibility of your team making a bold trade move? Do you believe Ojulari could find new life with the Chargers or another team looking to boost their pass rush? It's an exciting time in the NFL, and the Eagles are at the center of it, not just because of their record, but because of the strategic decisions they're making to stay ahead of the curve. Remember, in the NFL, fortunes can change in a heartbeat, and sometimes the smallest move can lead to the biggest success. So stay tuned, keep supporting your team, and let's see what the Eagles have up their sleeve as they navigate this critical period of the season. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. Together, let's keep this passion alive and continue supporting our team through every twist and turn of what promises to be an incredible season. Thanks for being here, and as always, go Birds!